Let's combine conditionals with lists. So I have a list of languages, English, Python, Java, JavaScript, and I want to check if something is in the list. Okay, so I could iterate through each item in the list, the bad way using a for loop or the good way using a for each loop. Okay, so let's review those real quick. For I and range all the way up to these four things, so 1, 2, 3, 4, instead of putting in for hard coding, I calculated the length of languages using the len function. If languages at I is double equal to Python, so if any of these, if languages at 0, languages at 1, languages at 2, languages at 3 is actually equal to Python, then print I heart Python. So this should actually be true if on the event that languages at 1 is hit, and then that'll equal to Python, then it'll print that. Then this one for language and languages doesn't worry about the index there. It just finds all of these languages and calls each one a language. So for each language in languages, if that particular language, this one, this one, this one, or this one is equal to Python, and this second one is, so that will be true, then we want to print I heart Python. Well, this is the way to shorten this into just one statement. And then, of course, what you want to do with that statement. So if Python is in languages, and you leave off the is from English, then you do your thing. So if Python is in languages somewhere, so if this member is anywhere in there, so if this item is a member of this list, or if this item is in the list, then do your thing. Do whatever you want to do. All right, so this is called membership. This is a membership statement, and this is the in operator. Notice the in operator is here and here as well. Okay, so what happens is this is kind of an if statement that happens over and over again. So if there's a language in languages, do this stuff. And what's more than if there is a language in languages, do it for every single language in languages. Well, we haven't defined what language is in this case. We're just saying it's a thing. So if there's a thing in this list, then do that, and actually do that for everything in that list, for each thing in that list. All right, so that's what's going on there. This is really the same thing as this, but instead of if, we have for, meaning do it for all of them. Okay, so this is kind of the same thing, but when we're doing range, we're creating kind of a list, not exactly, but kind of a list. So a list between 0 to 3, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And then for each, this is kind of a for each loop. For each I, for each number, we're calling them I here, for each number in the range 0 to 3, do this thing. So this is going to be true 4 times. There is a number in that range, 0 to 3. All right, so that's really what's going on here. Let's see if all these are equivalent. They are. I heart Python, I heart Python. So this is the way to check membership. You can also check non-membership. Okay, so if it is not in languages, if C++ is not in languages, then that is still true. So maybe we could say for C++, that's going to be true. All right, so that's non-membership. What we had before was membership. There's another thing called identity, and that's the is operator. If this thing is this thing, then print equal. Well, see, notice I'm getting some weird things here. Did you mean to say double equals or not equals? Well, yeah, I did in this case. So really, you don't want to use is very much. You just want to do double equals. All right, so is, it's kind of a more complicated thing once we get into objects. If you want to do some research on is, it's called identity. So that's identity, not equivalence.